Alrighty, we are live. Welcome back, everybody, to our weekly installment here at the Women's International Music Network. I'm your host, Myki Angeline, and I am here with our live front and center podcast interview. This one, really important. Not that they're not all important. You really want to be here for this one. So I have with me in studio amazing and phenomenal, well-established, hardworking, over 15 years artist Briana Cash. Later in this interview, we're going to discuss her loosely connection with Meg the Stallion. You heard me right. And because she's going through a legal battle, Briana Cash is, with her name. And we're going to talk about the importance of why you must make sure to protect your name, your brand, because what's happening to Briana Cash can happen to you. But before we do that, let's get to know Briana so you can really understand and feel the impact this is happening with Miss Briana Cash today. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and you're on the East Coast.
Yep, right now, yeah.
So you gave me the warning. Just be careful, anyone watching, because you just had a storm and your internet's kind of wonky.
Yeah.
We're going to cross fingers, at least not for this interview. So then here we are with Briana Cash, who singer, songwriter. You've had music produced on TV and film. Let's go backwards from your awesomeness, and then you can touch a bit on it to how you got started, and then we'll get into that whole juicy part of this interview. That's actually really important. So let me get all this, because everything about you: SAG-AFTRA member, voting member of the Recording Academy, the Alliance of Women Composers, the Academy of Television Arts and Sciences, the Society of Composers and Lyricists, SONA member. That's a lot. And you being a professional artist for 15 years, that's a lot. Congratulations on all that, by the way.
Thanks.
I mean, even with the voting member, you have experience with the Grammys because you had your song or songs in 8 categories one year, didn't you?
Yeah, for the 58th annual, they were considered in 8 categories. Yeah.
That's incredible. And you were at the Grammys, weren't you, at one for that?
Mm-hmm.
What was your experience like? And what year was that? Because I don't follow the numbers.
I think it was 2015 or 16. Gosh, I forget now. But the 58th, whichever year that was.
Okay. Oh, you said 15th or 16th because isn't that when we met?
Yeah, 2016 we met because I played the She-Rocks Award.
You did. I have to pull this up, right, Brianna? Okay, so everyone watching, and welcome to the chat room, by the way. This is when Brianna and I met, right? I was running the red carpet interviews for the She-Rocks Awards here at the Women's International Music Network, and you were playing. That was a really good year, too. That was the first year that we moved it to night, I believe. Oh, no, the second year that we moved it to the nighttime, and it was at the Hilton, I believe, during the NAMM convention.
Yeah.
And I was interviewing you and Jenna, right, on the red carpet.
Yeah, it was super fun.
So cool.
Yeah, that was such a good show. And Jennifer Batten was there, and she played Nita Strauss, and they had like the battle of the She-Rocks electric guitars. It was
it was so good. And you were up there doing your thing, and it was the first time we met. And that's something I definitely love about the women is how I have the privilege of connecting with incredible people like yourself. Really hardworking artists who are sitting here grinding, making things happen, and then poof, right? So, and then going back to it as well, of all the songs, let's touch on one of the ones you had. Because we just came out of October, which is known as Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And you had a song of yours used during the 2009 Breast Cancer Awareness Month, right? You gave up your licensing for your song, Take a Walk With Me. Give us a little story about that.
Yeah, so in 2008, I released an album, my first album, All I Want is the name of it. And there was a song on there called Take a Walk With Me. And Susan G. Komen wanted to use it in their national campaign for breast cancer. So it was on a short list of approved songs to be used, like with Melissa Etheridge, I Run for Life. And so I donated a piece of my song to them so that they could use it however they wanted to use it for their walks and races and for any type of like advertising and stuff that they wanted to do. And they can still use it today. I also recorded 3 PSAs for them. And so they gave me a script narrated by me with my song, playing in the background. And I recorded 3 spots for them that they used, like on the radio and stuff for advertisements and stuff, all for the cause, to
That
help.
is incredible. That is good. Good for you. And that's a one time when you want to give something up and you're doing it legally and you're doing it for such a great cause because it really is.
Yeah.
I mean, the breast cancer awareness, it got a little overshadowed, last month because of everything happening in the state of our country at the moment. But fortunately, people were still doing the runs, people were still collecting money, people were still doing performances and doing fundraisers. So it was so cool that you did that. Congratulations on that as well. I mean, we're going down this crazy list for you. You also, okay. Oh, also too. So you graduated from the Berklee College of Music and are now a TA. Do I have that correct?
Yeah, I'm a TA for their Berklee Music Foundations course, via Coursera online, which is a free course you can take. Like anyone can take this. If you just go online, you can register. And yeah, it's really good. It's a really good business class, to learn about the industry, and it covers like a lot of stuff. So, yep, I've been a TA for them since 2015 and still doing it. Yeah.
And what's that experience like for you? You go from being a student to now helping students because it's a different side of the coin than being a performer.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I really like it. I enjoy teaching. I've been like teaching for years. Like even my senior year of school, I was like teaching private lessons, and I've always just like had a thing for that. I like to show people stuff and um help however I can. But yeah, it's fun. And I like working with Berklee. I'm also a global ambassador for the college, so like sometimes they send me around to different like conferences and expos and stuff, and to kind of like spread the Berklee mission and give advice and information about the school and stuff.
So did that all come to a halt once the whole COVID and shutdown happened? You weren't, or are you able to do those things online and virtual?
So the ambassador thing, no, yeah, that's totally shut down for now because can't really go anywhere. But the online thing has just always been online, so that didn't change at all.
Wow. Okay. That's, because that really did affect a lot of artists. And normally I'll go kind of deep into that, but I feel like we need to go into what we were going to go into because we're going to finish it up by promoting your music for what you got going on. But let's talk about why we're here.
Yeah.
And your loose connection. I said this earlier with Meg of the Stallion. So, everyone watching and listening, Briana Cash here is in a fight for her rights to her own name. Mind you, her birth name, Briana Cash, is on her birth certificate. So, it isn't just your legal name for professional reasons, it's your birth name. So, why don't you go ahead and share with us how this all started and who you're in the battle with?
Yeah, sure. So, yeah, Brianna Cash is my real name and my professional name, my brand. And there's this other artist. She decided her real name's Brianna Castro. She decided to use Brianna Cash as her professional name, and Interscope signed her as one of their artists using my name. But I it's me, it's my name. I'm trademarked, and I've been operating as Brianna Cash obviously a lot longer. So it's just kind of is like, why didn't they do a Google search, to see if perhaps there was someone out there already using Brianna Cash? And maybe they did, maybe they didn't. I don't know. But basically, that's it. And so now it's causing confusion because you can't coexist with the same name.
You can't legally, and there are podcasts out there. You can look this up, especially those listening that are in the industry of any kind, even if it isn't just music. It could be theater, it can be any kind of arts. You heard her say, you just mentioned that you did trademark your name. So key, because they phonetically sound the same, and legally that's a problem. That even if she wanted to spell it different, adding a lot of, because she's an upcoming R&B artist. So they like to use the $ for the S's, or maybe they want to do a backwards N or 3 N's. But imagine saying, Alexa, Siri, play Briana Cash. And it
Yeah.
might not be you. It might be
Right.
the other artist. And it also might be, here's the tie-in, the duet she did with who?
Tory Lanez.
Tory Lanez. And for those of you who don't know, Tory Lanez is a well-known hip-hop artist who is been accused of shooting Meg the Stallion, another big hip-hop artist. That was huge not that long ago. So now here's where it gets really intricate and troublesome for you, Brianna, here, the real Briana Cash, is that your name is now tied professionally to someone in the industry who's accused of shooting another famous female artist. That's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. It is a lot.
That
Yeah.
adds to just the tier of terror you seem to be going through with just trying to hold on to what's rightfully yours.
Right. Exactly. My name. Yeah. And I mean, it's fine. Like if she wants to do what she does, and that's great. But like if she could just pick another name, she doesn't have to use my name.
And this is the thing, is it her or is it the label? Because the label is the one that picked her up. And because when you go to, and we're not going to, feel free to look it up if you want to, but if you go and look at her stuff, very limited on what they've got going. In fact, you've been in back and forth in contact with both Interscope and her manager, correct? And how has that gone for you?
Yeah,
Because
yeah, I have attorneys that have sent cease and desist letters, and they were just ignoring me for the longest time. And they did say that they were going to change the name, but they're not. They're just not doing it. So I don't like, if you still look her up and stuff, you will see all of this, so I'm not sure what they're doing. It just doesn't make sense. Like, why would you want to use the same name? It's confusing for me and for her. It creates consumer confusion as well as the many other things you just mentioned.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and what we're looking at here, and it's similar to, because you were going to also talk about, you actually had created a friendship with Anita White, who's going through this. Everyone knows this one, by the way, and we can talk very little on it, just, what's out there. But she's the original Lady A.
Lady A, yeah.
From years and years back. We're talking jazz singer, right? Years and years back. Anita White's always gone by Lady A. And then when the very popular country band Lady Antebellum decided to drop Antebellum because of the racist Southern tie to it, because they were called themselves Lady A with their fans, either they looked it up or they didn't, or they didn't care, right? We don't know. Right. These are just pick one of the three, whatever happened. Yeah. And so now she's in a battle with that over, and so her situation, it's on such a larger scale, but it's very, very similar to yours.
It's like a sister case.
It's a complete sister case
situation.
Because you've got this is the opposite ends of the fence. Your style is very different than the Briana Cash Castro who's trying to use it, right? So this is like a generation gap, right? Because your work is more towards, I'm guessing like,
but we're both
millennials and above who might not know who you are. It was the younger ones who know who Briana Castro is won't know who you are. Yet they could do a search or do a hit, and maybe your song comes up, and they're like, "What the heck is going on?" Like it's all this confusion.
That's why you should just you can't coexist. You should just call yourself something else. Go as something else, another name, pick another name. Because it's going to constantly create confusion. And
thank you, Carol. Yaba, she wanted you to know that she's.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah. And how long have you been in this battle with them?
Months, like several months, so long. Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, I can't believe it's taking like this long to resolve this. It's like such a simple thing, especially when they said we're going to stop. So I don't really know why it continues. So that's why I got to tell my story and try to help other people that this could very well happen to. If you think it can't happen to you, it can.
It can completely happen. It happened here to Briana Cash, who was born with this name, who's established herself. You heard me in the beginning of this interview. She's on a long list of accolades, of accomplishments. She's a board member for several established, esteemed, organizations. You are somebody. You are a big deal. The real Briana Cash that's sitting right in front of me. And it could, because of legalities, you know this, in fact, because of graduating from the Berklee College of Music and being a TA and working in the entities that you do, you know how long law can drag out for
Yeah.
them. I mean, we can sit there and just guess and pull
It can,
ideas out of our neck, but I mean,
mhm.
I worked for a short stint in international law in San Francisco, and I know they drag it because they need to make sure they're saving their own butts. Because whatever it was they did, they need to make sure, however they go about it, because chances are, I have a strong feeling you're going to win the case, but they're going to drag it until they can make sure they either owe you nothing or their name isn't tied to something that
Well,
can hurt them, that you can come back after them, because law just
mhm.
is,
Yeah, it
especially,
takes
I don't
forever.
even know where for you how it works, because like I'm here in California, I'm in Northern California, but
Mhm.
your case, I don't think you're not going by any particular state law, are you?
Well, it just depends. If a lawsuit were to get filed, that depends.
Okay.
But
So then what happens to you now? Because now we're going to go into this. You've got music coming out. You did release a really cool single last year, Ancestral Sin, and we're going to plug that in a minute. But you also have, more music coming out. How does that going to affect you when you're still kind of in limbo with
I know
putting your name on everything?
well, hopefully they say they're not going to release any more music under my name for her. Hopefully that's
Right.
going to stop. Like they said, they're going to stop. We'll see. But I'm just going to keep on trucking. I'm going to keep doing my thing. And that's all I can do is to just keep doing what I was doing before all along and
So
just
then
keep
you do have permission to continue.
me.
I guess is really the
Have
question.
permission?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I mean, I'm guessing for you, you do have legal permission to continue to, because
Well,
this
of
is
course.
where it
No,
can
they
get
don't
muddy for you.
No, it's not.
Okay.
No, I mean, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing.
Okay,
Music,
good.
who I am, and I'm not going to change my name. I mean, it's my legal name. I was born with this name. I mean, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not changing my name. And I think they're hoping I would go away. Maybe that's why they're trying to drag it out. Like, I'm not going to push back, but I'm here to tell everyone my story, the
Okay,
truth
good.
of what's
I
going on, and to help and educate others, since that's also what I do, right? So that people can be aware, and know that they can push back and not to just accept this, to happen to them, whoever this can happen to, because it's wrong. And I have every right to fight this, and everyone else would have rights to do that too, because I mean,
and I
in
think for you,
court,
like you
they
mentioned,
spend thousands and all
your
this.
case is a little more solid because this is your birth name, this is your brand name. You've already trademarked it, which
Yeah.
is why we're sharing this to say, no matter where you are in your career, even if it's just an idea,
Hmm.
trademark your name, because it's going to save you in the long run. The situation with Lady A, with Anita White, and with Antebellum, that's just the rights over a nickname.
But
That's
she
a
has common law,
professional
right?
name.
So technically, she used the mark first,
She
whether it's
did.
official. It's kind of like when you write a song, right? And they're like, should I copyright my song? It's like, yeah, you should, especially in this day and age, because
Yes.
you should. But it doesn't mean that you don't still own it and you don't still have rights to it, right? It's just a registration. You're just on a federal level, like, well, through the government, you're registering your property, right? Your IP. So trademark is just like a kind of a sister form of that, although it is pretty separate and different than copyright. But I'm using that as an example. Like, I have common law rights. It's my legal name. I used it first. Same with Lady A. She used it first. Now I don't know if she had trademarked it, maybe it would be a lot stronger. But still, I mean, it's the principle. She has
It's
priority.
the principle, but I think her uphill battle is the popularity and the money that the other side has. And I'm just,
Well, that's the same thing with me, though. I'm going up against a big machine.
I mean, and the audacity they had to sue her.
Right, for declaratory judgment, because they want to try to use the name too. Right.
Okay, but
And
let's
this
talk
is
about the
gonna be
irony of all of this,
like
because we can,
ridiculous.
because it's all public note.
Mhm.
Lady Antebellum drops Antebellum because it's racist, and yet they're suing a black woman to use
Yeah.
her name.
It backfired big time on them. It looks horrible.
Huge. It looks.
It
I
really
I promise you, I don't listen to their
Yeah.
music anymore, and that hurts
Yeah.
me. That doesn't hurt me. It's sad because I
Yeah.
did enjoy their music, but that's no. And your situation too. It's your name unfortunately is tied
Yeah, I know.
to a attempted murder case. Yay, Briana Cash. So didn't mean to
Yeah.
growl like that. I feel for you. and plus we know each other, like we've met, we've conversed, like I know you, so
Mhm.
I'm really feeling for you. And wow.
Well, yeah,
Alrighty, so
thank you. And it's just tough because in the same sense that she's going up against that Lady A is going up against Lady Antebellum or the other Lady A. Yeah, I have to defend myself against Interscope, spend thousands potentially, go through a lawsuit potentially when just to keep what's already mine. It's like it's ridiculous, but that it's kind of the same thing. I mean, yeah, it's not against Lady A, but it's against Interscope. So it's very much the same.
totally feel you. And also, just real quick, someone mentioned they weren't hearing you very well. You might want to put yourself closer to your
Oh,
microphone. Just close to your microphone.
a little bit. Better? Is that better?
Oh yeah, a little bit closer. That's much better. I wasn't even thinking. We just got so enthralled in this conversation. And thank you, Tony, for bringing that up. And look at that, Emma. Look at that hashtag, the real Briana Cash.
Oh,
You know what? We need to start that.
start it.
Everything I'm telling you, and everyone listening, this is how you get it viral, because we're in a viral
Yeah.
society.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for that, Emma. The hashtag, the real Briana Cash. I think, Brianna, I think everything you post from this point out should
Yeah.
have that.
I did a couple.
No,
Actually, I did a couple.
every time.
Because Lady A mentioned me in one of her interviews, and I posted it, and she goes, "The
Yeah.
real Lady A," so I started doing the real Brianna Cash. But yeah, keep it going, Emma. Thank you. I did
Yes.
every post. I got to put that in there.
Yes. Because that's your website right there. Brianna with one
The
N.
real one. Now she has a website. It's called BriannaCashOfficial.com, but that's not the real
Look at that,
one.
y'all. Look at that, y'all.
I'm just telling it
I
how it is.
know.
I'm just telling the
That's how
truth
it happens. They
because
they
it's the
they
truth.
had nerve to type official.
I know. See, that's why I'm like, maybe they knew, maybe they didn't. I don't know. You tell me. Just start a poll.
That's right, Carol. We're going against the big machine.
Yeah,
Always go against the
big
big
money.
machine, right?
Yeah, that's like it's the way of the world today. Big corporations, they take from little people because they think they can.
Yeah. They try to wear you out. They try to wear
Huh?
you out.
Right. It's what?
And you could be up for that.
I
We're
didn't
just
hear
going to
you.
read it like the fourth time. Brand and protect your stuff.
Well,
Copyright
yeah.
music. And it is a long haul thing. It really is. The more money, like Interscope has the money, and if they thought they had a leg to stand on, I think that also could be what they're doing. They're really now suddenly being forced to really do their homework. And if they know they have no leg to stand on, they're going to back out. If they think they do, they may put just the pressure because they'll have the money and they'll see. It's like, no, look at her laundry list of accolades of accomplishments. She's going nowhere. And no, no, no. So every time I tag you on everything, it's going to be the real Brianna Cash.
Okay. That's cool. Do it. Yeah.
I love that, the real Brianna Cash. So then, all right, you do have a single coming out next month, and then after that, you said you also have some things you're releasing, like post COVID, post to 2021.
Yeah. Well, yeah. In 2021, I'll release
Okay.
more music, but yeah, I have a Christmas single coming out in December. So yeah, my co-writer and producer, his name's Pete White. So we're working on that, and I have a bunch of other tunes that I'm still working on that I'll release next year, and some are finished that I'm just gonna wait and release next year. I just feel like this year's almost over, and
No, it's not. I
2020.
wish. It is dragging.
Well, I know. I
Dragging.
feel like a lot of it's gonna go into next year, but
Yeah.
let's just hope for the best and stay positive.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah, so that's the.
so then, do you have anything else that you're doing to the end of the year, or are you going to kind of lay low because of COVID?
Yeah, I'm not really going out much these days, unfortunately, yeah, because of COVID. But I played like during the pandemic, which is still ongoing, but like during the beginning, when everyone was doing a bunch of live streams, I did a bunch of those too. Like I did a bunch on like these We Are One concerts. I did them on Facebook Live, and I did
Right.
this Tribe Live show on Instagram, and like living room sessions on Facebook, and I don't know, some other ones like multiple shows like online. And I'll probably do more of those still. And I hope to like book some more shows online, at different venues, the ones that are still open.
Right.
Blew
Because it
it.
almost feels like the norm now. Everyone, I think we're
Yeah.
all kind of, and thank you everyone who's tuning in and watching because we all kind of have that Zoom online lag. I know we do.
Yeah.
Because this all we're doing now is just staring at screens, whether it's our phone or our laptops or on the TV. It's been we're fighting that good fight here in the music industry because we are going to be the last to be implemented completely. We're
Mhm.
hoping some shows have already been selling tickets for like 2021, like I believe summer and fall, and it's like hopeful kind of get ahead of the game. I mean, what was the last do you remember what was the last show you performed before the shutdown?
Yeah, the last show with a band, like in person, I played was in, I know, I'm like, what? It seems like it literally was now almost, it was a year ago now. I can't even believe it. October, yeah,
Okay.
October at the Ivar Theater for a Guild of Music Supervisors showcase in Hollywood, California. That
Oh,
was the
wow.
last show with a band I played. How
Wow.
crazy is that? A year has
That's
gone by.
I can't believe it's been a year. And so, you've had music like on TV and film. Has that shut down? Because I know, like our favorite shows that we like to stream on Netflix,
Yeah.
like seasons have had to kind of go on hold because at least in the beginning they weren't able to film.
Yep. Yeah. A lot of, I mean, it depends on the show and their production and where and all of that, I'm sure. But like, a lot of the, yeah, I know a lot of stuff has shut down because of COVID, and then they'll start back up and then someone gets sick and they have to shut back down again. I mean, I know that's like what I'm hearing, but,
Yeah,
it's not affecting me. It's not affecting, I don't think it's affecting like people who are pitching for sync really, because, um, it's sort of that's like the last stage, you know. I guess if there are no new seasons, then yeah, there's less opportunities maybe. But I mean, it's not affecting me on the music side of things right now. It is
that's
like
good.
if I'm working on set or something, then that
Yeah.
definitely affects me
Well, good
because
for
it's not
you.
as much filming.
Are you I like lost train because I was just thinking about that. Are you how have you been able to stay afloat? Have you been since the shutdown initially started? What were you doing? How creative did you have to get to kind of stay
Yeah,
in it?
yeah. I mean, well, the music side of things. I mean, this whole I can tell you, like, I've been a lot less creative with this whole stressfulness of the case and everything going on. So it's been harder for me to write and create. But the music side of things hasn't changed too much because I can still do sessions. I can still do like what I did before because that's like inside and studio and stuff. But I was writing um in the studio with producers and artists. Like I was working with an artist that is signed or not signed yet, but has like some sort of deal with Sony. And so I was writing with the producer for this new artist in development, and that was in January.
Oh,
And then that things started to come to an end. I mean, there was like future sessions, like things were on the books, right? For after like for March and April and stuff, and also shows that got canceled. So the pandemic totally like stopped that. But I do some sessions like via Zoom and stuff, but it's not the same thing, you know.
oh, I
It's
bet.
And then as far as like the other work like on set, yeah, there's not as much because there's not as much filming. So not as much opportunity.
Well, it sounds like you're doing what you can, and
Yeah.
then just throw this in the mix. I mean, bless your heart.
Yeah, this is definitely a time suck. It's been
Gosh,
like a lot of back and forth, like with
energy suck, time suck.
yeah, it's
Gotta
just
try to stay mentally and psychologically strong through it, because
yeah.
I bet you never guessed in a million years.
No, this is such a weird thing. I mean, this happens. I've heard it's happened, but like it's very, very rare that it happens because I
Yeah,
think most people know better or do research to prevent something like this from
yeah.
happening.
Oh,
I
and
don't
before we wrap this up, how did you find out?
Oh yeah. I
How did you
found
find out
out
that your name was being
like
used by somebody else?
what? What
How
do you
did you
mean?
find out that your name was being used by somebody else?
So someone from Interscope reached out to me to congratulate me, thinking it was her. Yeah, thinking it was me. Not thinking I was her, but thinking it was me. You know what I mean?
So how
That
did they reach out to you? Email?
this is the name. What's that?
How did they reach out to you? Email?
They reached yeah, it was like, yeah, a message. Yeah.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Because in my line of work, I reach out to people via email, right? And I'm
Yeah.
thinking, how did they come up with your email when and they're with Interscope, who technically signed that other artist.
Mm-hmm.
That's a whole bag of marbles of just
Well,
conformity.
it
How do
just
you email the wrong person?
well, it was an email. It was a message, but it was
Oh, it was a message. It was a message.
yeah, it was a message. It wasn't an email, but it was like
Wow. And you're
that
like,
just goes
congratulations
to
for
show you how
what?
easy it is to confuse the person. What? I didn't hear you again because we're on like this delay.
Oh, you're like, congratulations for what?
I was like, yeah, I was like, wait, what? And I was like, oh no, it's gonna be a problem.
Oh, Cheryl Ramirez says, too bad you weren't sent swag.
Oh yeah,
Oh
that's
my
okay.
gosh, can you imagine? Heck no. And then you would have a ancestral sin bonfire where you just
Oh
burn
my
it in your
goodness.
fireplace with your music playing in the background.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh, that's insane. And that's what kickstarted all of it. Because had you
yeah.
had not been messaged, now here's the thing. Do you
Oh no,
think, and
I
it,
got people. I would have known. People reached out. There's been confusion. That's not the
okay,
only thing. Yeah, no, that's
okay. That was
yeah.
going to be my thing, is how often, well, for you, because you are very well established, you've done so much in 15 years, but for an artist who might not have been,
Hmm.
how long do you think, I mean, do you think it's key to maybe just kind of check on your own name once in a while at a good measure?
Oh yeah. I mean, everyone Googles themselves, right? At least you
I
would think.
hope.
I
I
do.
do.
Just to see what pops up.
Yes.
Aren't y'all curious, like to see what pops up? I mean,
Yes. Because I've had talks, I've spoken at, at like journalism classes and about
Mhm.
podcasting and all that. And I just say, if you want to know your reputation, Google your name. And
Exactly.
you're going to see what pops
Yeah.
up and what everyone sees.
Mhm.
Always be, especially if you're selling a brand, always be particular with what you decide to put out there and own it every time you do it. So there's the lesson,
Yep.
everybody who joined us in. Thank you. Briana Cash, thank you for taking the time, by the way, because I can't imagine just what you're going through, like how tired you must be. You're weathering a storm over there on the East Coast. Because aren't you
Thank
all
you.
dealing
Yeah.
with it's like freezing? You got snow now, don't you?
Yeah. It snowed this morning. I don't know
So
what's
crazy.
happening right now. It changes every hour, I swear.
It started snowing like in
Kinda like our
October.
It's kinda
For
like
all
the news.
it's
You watch it in the morning and in the evening, you're like,
what's
"He
going
said
on?
this or this happened? Like, what?" It's just crazy.
That is crazy.
Nothing shocks me anymore. I'm totally
Right? I bet you're at that point. You're like,
yeah,
November, I got this. December, I got this, because January through October, you can just, kick rocks. Well, thank you, Briana Cash, the original, the real hashtag, the real Briana Cash, for being here on our
Thank you.
front and center with the Women's International Music Network. And please stay tuned. We do these every week. We are doing our She Rocks Awards. We're just doing them streaming. Yes. So, sign up to the newsletter. We're going to be releasing some really cool information on that in about a week or so. We
Okay.
did announce that we did bring back Lizzie Hale. She will be hosting it. So we're excited about that. Yes. Lizzie
Awesome.
Hale, Hailstorm. She will be our host. So we're super stoked with that. Like I said, the best thing I always tell people, do newsletters, because there's no algorithm that's going to mess with anything showing up in your news feeds at the moment, especially with every being so hyper focused on the election. Go to our website, thewim.com. I probably should put that up there. And then you can sign up to our newsletter. Do you have a newsletter, by the way, Briana?
I don't right now.
Okay. Well, definitely go to her website with the one
Well, no,
N.
yeah, there is a mailing list. I don't have anything I'm blasting yet, but I will be
Gotcha.
because the music coming. So yeah, you can go to my website and then sign up, and you'll get one eventually.
Perfect. Because if you go to ours and sign up to our newsletter, you'll get monthly updates on how things are going for us. Artists, email us at info@thewomen.com if you want us to blast what you've got going on. We'll love to
Cool.
share it. That's what our
Yeah.
platform is for. You too, Brianna. You drop some new stuff. You let us know.
I will.
We're all about promoting the original artists. Thank you. And then so Debbie, she really appreciated the interview. Awesome. She's your friend. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you, Debbie.
Debbie, you're the best. This is Myki Angeline signing off with the Women's International Music Network. Wishing you all a great rest of your day, and thank you for tuning in.